people, to manage budgets, to achieve financial targets. I want to bring that training and that discipline to helping to manage our city's finances going forward. So we can't just say that we want fiscal discipline. We have to believe that, and we have to act on it, and we have to have the experience that's going to enable us to make the tough decisions we'll need to make to be successful. So we'll talk a lot more about issues in this forum this afternoon. I'm looking forward to that. But in sum, I believe that I'm prepared and equipped to step forward because of my community experience, my city experience, and my business experience. Now, I'm not sure about being handpicked, but I'll tell you, I'm very proud to have the endorsement of Gwen Regalia, of Kathy Hicks, of Cindy Silva, of Charlie Abrams, people that have come before me and made a real difference in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Kish. Gary?
Good afternoon, all. Is this on? Yes? Good afternoon. Thank you, Tom, and thanks to all of you for allowing us to participate here this afternoon. The question, why am I running for re-election? It's really quite simple. I love living and working in Walnut Creek and helping make it the best city in the East Bay. Well, maybe the best city in Northern California. Well, maybe the best city or one of the best cities in the country. And if you haven't seen the U.S. News and World Report, Walnut Creek was rated one of the top 10 best cities to retire in this country. I think that says a lot about Rossmoor and a lot about our city. However, there's still work to be done, and that's why I want to continue to serve you on the City Council. I've lived in Walnut Creek for nearly 22 years after spending my first 30 years back in Ann Arbor and Detroit, Michigan. My commitment to our city started when my daughters were in grade school, working at their schools, coaching their teams. I co-founded the Northgate Community Pride Foundation, eventually was appointed to the Parks, Rec, and Open Space Commission, and then for the last 8 years on the Walnut Creek City Council. Now, my daughters are now 25 and 23, but they've enjoyed every minute of their lives in Walnut Creek. I was also one of the driving forces behind the Walnut Creek Seniors Needs Assessment that we commissioned a few years ago. And I was also one of the early leaders of the Walnut Creek Wellness Challenge when I walked with the residents of Rossmoor in what we deemed and termed the Marathon, a program designed for fitness and socialization here in Rossmoor. Now, my commitment to public service began way back in my home state of Michigan, where I followed and worked with my mom. She was an elected official in the House State of Representatives, and I'm proud to say that at the young age of 80, she'll be joining me walking door to door in mid-October. I'm also a professional civil engineer and business owner here in Walnut Creek, president and co-founder of a firm called the Cavello Group, a professional engineering and construction management firm. Now, as you all know, experience is key for all positions in government and business, and especially important this year in Walnut Creek. 2 long-term council members are not running for re-election, and the experience, leadership, and stability that I bring to our city is very important to our future. While these 3 gentlemen next to me are all intelligent, articulate, and want to serve, what sets me apart is my experience and thorough understanding of the city, as well as the historical context and institutional knowledge related to our budget, our programs, services, and policymaking. I'm proud to be a part of the Walnut Creek community and cannot think of a greater honor than continuing to serve all of you.
Gary, thank you very much. Now is the questions, and again, each candidate will have 2 minutes to give their answer to each of these questions. And Bob, I didn't know if I was going to start with you, but it's such a long time since you have said anything that we will start with you. The first question today for each of the candidates is, given the state of the economy, what is your opinion of Walnut Creek's physical health?
With the turbulent economic times and the wild swings up and down, and seemingly now mostly down in the stock market, we are all worried about our economic future and what are we going to do tomorrow if this continues. Fortunately, we live in a city that has had a long tradition of conservative fiscal management and is in strong fiscal health right now. as a city, as a city council member, I will focus on maintaining and continuing that tradition of conservative fiscal management so that we sustain a sound fiscal health for the future, so that we can continue to do the things as a city that make Walnut Creek the special place that it is. We need to maintain and help support our local businesses so that we have a strong economy. We want to have an exciting and interesting downtown as it is right now. We want to make sure that we have the places to go in terms of the arts facility and the parks and the recreation facilities, the services that we enjoy and appreciate. But part of this is also making sure that while we are sustaining and helping to support our local business, while we are doing what we can to maintain a quality environment and a quality community by keeping the streets clean, we are also paying attention to the other side of the ledger, to the cost side of the ledger, to making sure that as we proceed to act on each budget cycle, and we are as a city required to have a balanced budget. We're not like the federal government that can print money and go into huge amounts of debt. We have to have a balanced budget. And so we start from that, and we build from there, and we use the cornerstone of our solid fiscal condition to provide the services that we need to provide to the services as a community. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Saul, you want me to repeat the question, or have you got it?
I got it. Thank you.
Go right ahead.
Unfortunately, Can you hear me now? All right. Unfortunately, we're not enjoying the surpluses that we used to in Walnut Creek. Part of that reason is because 2 years ago, the city committed to spend $42 million on a library that some of you may have remembered when I ran 2 years ago. I was against that proposal. However, it's a done deal. Going forward, I want to manage and help lead Walnut Creek with a conservative fiscal approach as well. I want to maintain our downtown, our vibrant downtown. Some of you hopefully all enjoy the downtown area and how exciting it can be, and that brings in a lot of sales tax and revenue for our city. I will do everything I can when I'm your elected city council member to continue that and to make good financial conservative decisions. Thank you.
Thank you, Saul. Kish?
Thanks. First, we start off in a position of real fiscal strength, and uniquely so. I mean, Walnut Creek has enjoyed surpluses for some time, and it's also benefited from very strong financial management for the last 25 years. We've also built a very vibrant economy that really most people consider and think of as our downtown retail center, although there are other businesses in other parts of the city, and we also have wonderful property values that are associated with the high quality of life that we've established. So because of the way the city has been managed for some time, as Gary reminded us, it gets national acclaim for the things that it achieves, because in terms of it being recently listed by U.S. News and World Report as one of the top 10 places to retire in the country. Now, why is that? It's because we have managed the city effectively well, and we've reinvested those resources that we've earned into things that add to our quality of life. We put it into parks and trails and the senior center that we have at Civic Park. We put it into programs for the arts and for culture. We put it into the things that matter to our kids around their schools and their recreation and their health and wellness. Walnut Creek enjoys a wonderful financial position that, by the way, is also so important to our own economic security locally. Because of the disaster that is our state government in Sacramento, because of the challenges that are happening at the county level, it is more important than ever that we maintain our economic vibrancy so that we have the resources to continue to reinvest in the things that have made us such a special community so far. Now, there's no question that we also need to tighten our belt when times get tough, and this is one of those times. The budget that we just did was a budget that was not in balance, and we needed to use some one-term money to get into balance. That's not the kind of thing that we want to see continue. So as we go forward, and we're watching very carefully what's happening with our revenues, we're going to have to make tough decisions decisions that look after our expenses to rein them in so that we continue to stay in balance. As a business